pattern I'm going to tie you today is called the Black Fox. This is one of my favorite leech patterns to use, and it's very easy to tie. Make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the bead, we're going to use a small red round bead. We'll use a Mustad R72 size 10 hook to tie with. We'll use some Black Fox with some crystal flash highlights for the tail. We'll use a dubbing brush of Black Fox picked out for the body, and some small red wire for the rib. The first thing I've done is actually put my red bead onto the hook and slid it towards the eyelet. Now I've taken my black thread and I'm going to build up a base layer of black thread. Take some fox strips and I'm just going to take off a small clump of my fox, and I'm going to use the very tips. And all this material that is inside the tips, pull it off and save that for the dubbing brush that we're actually going to create for the body a little later. Measure up the tips, the length of the hook, and tie it in for the tail. Once the tail is tied in, take 2 strands of your crystal flash. We're actually going to put them under the thread, again wrap them on, double them over, and bring them back on the very top of the tail. That's actually going to give us some crystal flash highlights. Then slide back and cut them about the length of the tail. Now what we're going to do is build up a dubbing brush, and this dubbing brush is going to be made of Black Fox, and it's very important for you to have a dubbing block to do this in. So I'm going to take some red wire, get it ready to dub the dubbing brush. Then what I'm going to do is cut off some fox strips of my Black Fox hair, slowly pick it out and create a dubbing brush. Slowly pick out the fine hairs, lay it in your track, and slowly build it up so you get your fox hair onto the dubbing block track. Then what we're going to do is pull our 2 lines together here, our copper wire, and start spinning a dubbing brush. Now that we've created our black dubbing brush of fox fur, we're going to lay it on our hook, tie it in to the back, bring our thread forward, and then start wrapping in our body. Just keep making coils and bring it right up to the bead on the eyelet and finish it off. Now that we've finished wrapping in the body, I'm going to take my whip finisher and just whip finish off right behind the bead just to finish the fly off. And the last step in the fly now is to take a dubbing pick. This is kind of a homemade dubbing pick, works really good. And what I'm going to do is pick out all the hair. And what you want to do is really pick it out hard and pull it back so that this body, all this hair is pulled out. And you'll see once you start really pulling out all the fox fur that you can see that nice red rib underneath. And it really gives it some nice highlights onto this leech. And you want to pull it out as much as you can to get all those fibers pulled back to give it a real leech-like look. Oh, there it is, the Black Fox. Now this is one of my favorite leech patterns, not only because of the red bead. That red bead really accentuates the fly, but mainly because of the fox fur. Now this fox fur is a great substitute for marabou, and it is very, very durable.